This is the story of Ali, a shepherd from Gaham who sticks to his integrity and religion. But when he goes to the city with his brother to sell sheep, the princess of the city imprisons him on false charges and makes him her slave, just because the princess wanted to marry him and Ali refuses. So, in anger, she imprisons him and makes him her slave. Will Ali escape this cruelty and conspiracy? Will his patience and integrity bring him freedom? Be sure to watch the full story to find out. Nur Khorram was located on the edge of the mountains, where the first rays of the sun fell on the greenery in the morning. The sound of the call to prayer echoed from the mosque, and the chirping of birds made the atmosphere charming. The air was cool, filled with the fragrance of the soil, and the greenery of the fields spread far and wide soothed the heart. The people of the village lived a simple life, farming, raising sheep, and receiving religious education in the madrasa. Ali was a young man of 22, had a strong body and a bright face. His eyes were always downcast, as if he wanted to stay away from the glare of the world. He prayed 5 times a day, recited the Quran, and taught children in the small madrasa of the village. There was peace in his voice when he told the children stories of the life of the Prophet, peace be upon him, such as the truth in their trade. Ali's parents had passed away. His father, Haji Ismail, was an honest farmer who used to say that there is no greater wealth than honesty. This saying sank into Ali's heart. His elder brother, Nasir, was 30 years old and married. His wife, Fatima, peace be upon him, took care of the house and raised their son, Ahmad. Ahmad's small hands reading the Quran to an innocent 5-year-old child. As Fatima, peace be upon her, turned the pages of the Quran, she smiled and said, "Son, this book shows the path to guidance." Nasir held a position of honor in the village because he honestly managed his parents' inheritance, fields, and sheep. Ali's friend Rahim was a poor farmer of 24 years old. He had a small field, but the crop had failed due to lack of rain. Rahim had 2 children, Bilal and Aisha, and his wife Salama, peace be upon her, took care of the house. Rahim often consulted Ali. "Brother, how is he so patient?" Ali replied, "Rahim, trust in Allah. He will provide." Rahim decided that he would go to the city and find work so that he could feed his children. One evening, Rahim came to Ali's house and told him his worries. Ali said, "Rahim, you are not alone. We are all together." Every morning after the Fajr prayer, Ali and Nasir would go to the fields. The fields were full of greenery. The ears of wheat swayed in the wind. The plants of makai shone in the sunlight, and the pieces of vegetables gave off the scent of the soil. In the afternoon, when the heat increased, they would take the sheep to graze on the mountains. The cool air of the mountains, the greenery spread far and wide, and the flowing water of the river. All this was the light of Allah's power. Once, sitting on the mountains, Ali said to Rahim, "Look, this is all the religion of Allah." Rahim nodded his head in gratitude. "Yes, Ali is right, but my worries do not end." In the evening, after the Maghrib and Isha prayers, Ali and Nasir would return home. Fatima would make bread, and everyone would eat together. Ahmad would ask his uncle Ali about the Prophet, peace be upon him. I used to hear stories like Ali's honesty in his business, saying, "Son, always tell the truth. Lying darkens the heart." Sometimes Rahim would also come to their house and they would all talk together. Once Rahim said, "Ali, you teach children in a madrasa. How do you find peace?" Ali replied with a smile, "When you help others, your heart finds peace." This house was a house of peace and love, where religion was a part of life. The people of the village cite the example of Ali and Nasir's honesty. Once, a traveler lost his way in the village at night. His bag, which contained money and clothes, was lost. Ali called him home, gave him water, fed him, and in the morning he searched for his belongings. When the bag was found, the traveler wanted to reward him, but Ali forbade him. "It was my duty." The traveler prayed, and this incident became famous in the village. Rahim heard this and said to Ali, "You really have light in you, brother." One evening, Nasir counted the sheep, which had now become more than 50. He told Ali, "Tomorrow, go to the city and sell 11 sheep. We will buy them with money." Ali said, "Yes, okay, brother, but be honest in business." Rahim also said, "I am also going to the city to find work. I will go with you guys." Nasir smiled and said, "Yes, let's trust in Allah." The next morning, Ali picked up his hammock. It was a simple bag containing bread and water. Nasir tied the sheep with a rope. Rahim took his small bag and walked with him, which contained his clothes and an old prayer beads. Nasir said, "The people of the city are cunning. Be careful." Ali replied, "We will be safe on our side." Rahim was hiding. His heart was restless because he was worried about his children, Bilal and Aisha. It was morning. The sun was rising slowly and a cool breeze was blowing outside the village of Nurpur. Ali, Nasir, and Rahim chose 11 sheep, all strong. Ali, who spoke well, had a hammock on her shoulder, which contained 2 loaves of bread, a small piece of bread, and a bottle of water. Nasir tied the sheep with a rope. One after the other, Rahim took his small bag and walked with him. He took the bag with him and set off on a 2-hour journey through the mountains, where falling stones and gusts of wind would cool him down. In the middle was a river where the water hit the small stones, making a sweet sound. The 3 of them set out there and prayed the prayer of the essence and expressed their gratitude. Ali said, "Brother, this river and this mountain are so peaceful. In the village the heart finds peace." Nasir replied, "Yes, little one. All this is the grace of Allah. This peace is not found in the city." Rahim was hiding his face. His face was covered with fear. If you're visiting the channel for the first time, please subscribe, and don't forget to like, share, and comment on the video. Ali patted his shoulder. "Rahim, be patient. Allah will make your way," Rahim said with a slight smile. "Seeing your trust, my heart feels a little comforted." Ali Shahbaz. When he reached the city, the scene of the market was a new world. Tall buildings, cars, and the noise of the crowd were on the streets. The smell of spices was in the air. The voices of the shopkeepers, "Buy fresh fruits, buy cheap clothes," and the sound of the mosque's engine from afar. Ali's heart beat. This noise was new to him. Rahim was completely surprised. He had never seen such a big market before. His clothes were old and he felt small among the people. Nasir said, "Be careful here. People cheat in the name of trade." Rahim nodded. "I'm going to find work. You guys sell the sheep." The 2 brothers tied the sheep to one side of the market where a big peepal tree was looming. There was cool ground under the tree and the sheep were begging for water. Ali took water from the river in an old bucket and gave them to drink. The sheep's faces were calm. As if he was also lost in the memory of Gam, Nasir said and took out his tasbih and started to recite Subhan Allah. Rahim left. He went out to the market in search of work. He went from one shop to another, but everywhere people said there was no work or experience was needed. A shopkeeper saw him and said, "You are a villager, aren't you? Work is difficult here. Go back." Rahim's heart was breaking, but he kept praying, "Oh Allah, help me for my children." A sheep herder quickly came to Abdullah, a 40-year-old man with a smooth face, a white shirt, a cap, and a tasbih in his hand. There was a cunning in his eyes that could not be hidden, but he smiled and said, "Assalamu alaikum, brothers. These sheep are for sale." Nasir replied, "Assalamu alaikum. Yes, 11 sheep have been brought from Nurpur. They are of good breed. The flock is also strong." Abdullah saw the sheep, touched their flock, turned one sheep around and said, "Yes, these are quite good. I will give you 500 rupees for each sheep, the whole 5,500 rupees. Nasir thought this was a fair price because the price of sheep in the village was 450 to 500. The deal was done. Abdullah took out new notes from his pocket, shiny as if he had just come from the bank, and gave them to Nasir. Nasir counted the full 5,500. Ali said, "Tazar, sir, count the sheep. We have given 11. We are honest. You should be reassured." Abdullah laughed. "No, no, I have complete trust in you. The people of the village are the epitome of truth." But this was Abdullah's trick. He said, "Brothers, you have come from afar. You must be tired. Let's go and have tea. There is a hotel nearby. There is very good tea. Let my servant Karim watch the sheep. He will stay here." Karim is a tall, thin man, 25 years old, with small eyes and a simple face. Ali and Nasir looked at each other. Ali was a little suspicious, but Nasir said, "Okay, merchant sir. Let's go, the three of us, to the hotel." Away from the noise of the market, the hotel was in a small street. There were wooden benches, a small stove where tea was boiling, and the scent of cardamom and ginger was in the air. Abdullah ordered 3 teas and a plate of biscuits. The tea was hot in a clay pot, and the biscuits were sweet and a little withered. Abdullah started talking. "How is your village?" "Life there must be peaceful, right?" "Here in the city, there is always noise and running," Ali replied. "Yes, merchant, it is the grace of God. We make a living from farming and sheep." "The agenda of the mosque in the village is too small for my heart," Nasir said. "The city is very noisy. There is peace in the village." Meanwhile, Karim seized the opportunity. The market was full of noise. People were busy shopping. Shopkeepers were selling their goods. Buy fresh vegetables. Buy cheap ones. Karim looked around with sharp eyes. No one was paying attention. He untied a sheep with a rope. The sheep was strong. Its wool was shining. But Karim lifted it on his shoulder. The sheep kept running, but the noise of the market drowned out his voice. Karim quickly walked towards Abdullah's house, which was a little far from the market. It was a big house with a marble floor and a courtyard where sheep could be tied. He tied the sheep there with an old pole and returned to the market. The whole job was done in 5 minutes. After drinking tea, Ali, Nasir, and Abdullah returned. The sheep were tied there. Karim was next to him. Abdullah was standing as if nothing had happened. He said, "It was great to do business with you, and now you can go. Remember me in your prayers." But here Karim played his role. He said, "Master, you count the sheep every time. Why didn't you count them this time?" Abdullah laughed playfully. "Hey, I have full trust in these brothers." They said, "There are 11, so there will be 11. Karim was puzzled. "But master, if I'm not satisfied, I'll count them." Abdullah said playfully, "Okay, count them if you're so keen." Karim started counting. 1, 2, 3, 10. "Master, there are only 10. Abdullah acted surprised. His face turned red. He put his hand on his head. "What's this? You're crazy. Karim, you don't know how to count properly." Karim counted again. He counted them slowly. He counted them twice. "Master, there are only 10. Abdullah counted them himself. "Hey, these are 10, Nasir brother. I gave you the full 5,500 rupees for 11. You cheated me. You took more money for 1 sheep. Nasir's face turned white. His hands were sweating. "No, merchant, we had paid 11. Perhaps by mistake," Ali said. "We don't lie. The full 11 is the blood money." Abdullah got angry by acting like a clown. "What is this spectacle? I'll call the police." His voice was so loud that some people in the market started watching. All this was happening from a distance. The city was adorned with ornaments. She was the daughter of the famous landowner, Haji Zubair, 20 years old, beautiful, long hair, big eyes, and expensive clothes. A royal scarf was on her head. She had come to the market with her friend Roxana. Roxana was worldly-minded, always talking about fashion and wealth. Haji Zubair was a good man, 50 years old, with a white beard, simple clothes, and the fear of Allah in his heart. He was a landowner, but helped the villagers, built a mosque and was bound by justice in every decision. Zeenat saw Ali's honesty, his bent eyes, his courage, and his adherence to the truth. Her heart was touched. She said to Roxana, "Look, what a brave boy he is. He adheres to his honesty." Roxana made fun of him. "Yes, but he is a shepherd, a Gamwala, not of our level." Zeenat did not say anything, but there was a vision of Ali in her eyes. Meanwhile, Ali took courage. He thought, Allah knows the truth. He went to the shopkeepers nearby. The first shopkeeper who was selling fruits said, "I don't know, I was busy with the buyers." The second, the cloth seller, said, "I was also in the shop, I don't know." The third, the shopkeeper, an elderly man who sold spices, said, "Son, I saw the butcher's servant go with the sheep, probably towards the house, but I don't know why." Ali understood everything. He looked at Abdullah. His eyes were red with anger, but his voice was calm. "You have tricked us. We are honest. You tried to trap us. This is wrong. Allah is watching." Abdullah's face turned white. His drama was over. He folded his hands and apologized. He made a big mistake. He was greedy for money. "Forgive me, 2 brothers." Karim also bowed his head and apologized. The owner had said, "I was forced." Ali nodded. Then he said, "I'm sorry, but don't do it again." Cheating is forbidden in Islam. Nasir said, "Come on, Ali, let's go home." Meanwhile, Rahim was lying in the market. A shopkeeper named Qasim gave him a job to carry goods outside the shop. Rahim worked hard all day carrying a heavy gunny bag. He got soaked with sweat. But when he went to ask for money, Qasim said, "Come tomorrow, there is no money today." Rahim's heart was broken. He returned to Ali and Nasir with a sad face. So Ali consoled him. "Rahim, be patient. Allah will give you strength." On the way, Ali said, "Allah saved us." When they reached home, he told Fatima. Fatima said, "Thank God, honesty won." Rahim told his wife, Salama, and she said, "Ali is your true friend." That night, Zeenat sat on the balcony of her room in her big house and kept thinking about Ali. Her house was made of marble. There were flowers and fountains in the garden, but her heart was restless. Roxana made fun of her, but there was a light of Ali's honesty in Zeenat's heart. For a few days, Ali was busy with his daily life. After dawn, he worked in the fields. The ears of wheat swayed in the wind. The plants of the maize plants shone and the pieces of vegetables gave off the scent of the soil. In the afternoon, he grazed sheep on the mountains. He sat by a small waterfall and prayed. He thanked her from the bottom of his heart. He returned home in the evening. He taught Ahmad the Quran with Fatima. One day, Fatima said, "Brother, your honesty is an example in the village. Ahmad should also be like you." Ali smiled and said, "Babi, this is all the grace of Allah." Rahim often comes to meet Ali and tells him about his problems. "My crop has failed. How will I feed the children?" Ali said, "Rahim, trust in Allah. You will find work." Meanwhile, Zeenat goes to the market every day and finds Ali. His house was royal. There were marble floors in the big rooms and flowers and fountains in the garden. But her heart was restless. She tells Roxana how honest Ali was. She forgave Tazar. Roxana laughs and says, "Zeenat has gone crazy. She is a shepherd, so she is a princess." But in Zeenat's heart, there was a thought of Ali. One day, Ali and Rahim went to the city to sell sheep and find work. Nasir said, "Ali, keep her with the sheep. Rahim, find work." Ali was sitting under a peepal tree and watering the sheep. Zeenat reached there. Her heart was beating fast. She put a red scarf on her head and said, "Assalamu alaikum, Ali. I saw you with Tazar that day. You are very honest." Ali got worried and lowered his eyes. "Peace be upon you. Who are you?" Zeenat smiled and said, "I am the princess of the city, the daughter of the landowner Haji Zubair. You showed bravery that day." Ali remembered his father's advice. "Don't associate with big people. They are a danger to poor people like us." He said, "What are you doing here? This market is not for people like you?" Zeenat said, "I saw your honesty. I like you." Ali. Ali's face turned red. His heart was beating fast, but he controlled himself. He took the sheep and left. He said, "Excuse me, I have to go." Zeenat kept thinking, why didn't he listen to me? Meanwhile, Rahim was looking for work in the market. A shopkeeper, Qasim, gave him a job to store the goods of the shop in the warehouse. Rahim was happy. He worked hard all day. He was drenched in sweat. He thought that he could buy milk for Bilal and Aisha with it. But when he went to ask for money, Qasim said, "Your work was not good. You will get half a paisa, 50 rupees." Rahim's tears came out. "This is wrong. I did the whole job. 100 rupees. They were all gone." Qasim pushed him away. "Go away." The sad Rahim came to Ali and told him everything. Ali's heart was filled with joy. He patted Rahim's shoulder. "Be patient, brother. I will talk to Qasim." Ali went to Qasim, who was sitting at his shop with a cup of tea in his hand. "Qasim Sahib, this is wrong. Rahim worked hard. Give him the full amount." Qasim laughed. "So who is the one who speaks? This is the city. Our rules are followed here." Ali said, "I am his friend. In Islam, it is forbidden to kill a worker." Qasim threw 100 rupees in anger but threatened Ali again. "Don't come, otherwise it won't be good." Ali took the money and gave it to Rahim and said, "This is the reward of your hard work." Zeenat stopped Ali again and again. One evening at sunset, people were going to the market for prayers. Zeenat stopped Ali. "Ali, think about it. If you marry me, you will become rich. You will forget all about this village and farming." Ali lowered his eyes and said, "Princess, this is greed, and in Islam, greed is forbidden. Allah will provide my sustenance." He went to the mosque to pray. Zeenat went back in anger. Her soul was urging her. The second time, it was a rainy day. People were hiding under umbrellas in the market. Water was flowing on the streets. Ali was with the sheep. Zeenat came under a small umbrella. He gave her a gold bracelet. "Here, do something for me." Ali returned the bracelet. "No, Ali, this is bribery. I am true to my religion." Zeenat's face turned red, and she left. The third time, in a corner of the market where there were few people, Zeenat said, "Ali, I will make you the master of the city." "Why don't you listen to me?" Ali said, "I will make you the master of the city." "Princess, I am steadfast in my religion. Allah will provide for me. I am going to pray." He left, and Zeenat's anger increased. Every time there was a test in Ali's heart. At night he would read the Quran and pray, "O Allah, grant me patience." Rahim was also sad, but being with Ali gave him courage. Ali told him, "Rahim, even so, remain steadfast in your religion. Allah will definitely give you a way out." Zeenat's anger increased. He thought that if Ali did not listen to me, I would force him. He made a plan. One day, Ali, Nasir, and Rahim came to the city with sheep. Ali said, "Brother, today I am looking for buyers. You keep them here." He left his hammock, which contained bread and water, with Nasir and went to the market. Rahim went to the other part of the market for work. A man with his small bag on his shoulder came to Nasir and started talking about the sheep. From behind, Zeenat's servant, Jubair, came, a 30-year-old man with a short beard, sharp eyes, and a handsome face. He secretly put a gold necklace in Ali's hammock. The one that belonged to Zeenat and a silver bracelet was hidden in Rahim's bag. This was Zeenat's plan to accuse both of theft so that they would come into her possession. Ali came with a buyer. The deal was being made. Rahim also returned. A shopkeeper had given him the job of carrying the goods, but he gave him half the money. He was sad, but he came to Ali and hid. Just then, Jubir returned. The princess's necklace and bracelet were stolen. I got the news that Zeenat was here. Her clothes were royal, her red scarf and her face was full of anger. "Search it out," he ordered. Nasir opened his hammock. There was only bread and water in it. But when Ali's hammock was opened, a gold necklace came out. A silver bracelet came out of Rahim's bag. Jubir said, "I told you, these two are thieves." Ali's face turned white. His hands were shaking. "No, I didn't steal anything," Rahim cried. "I'd kept my bag here. How did this happen?" Nasir said, "This is wrong. We are honest." Zeenat said, "The necklace and bracelet. I met your swing. I am a princess. I will punish you as a princess. Stay as my servant for 2 years. You will obey my every command." Ali refused. "I am not a coward. Allah knows the truth." Rahim also said, "My wife and children trust me. This is a lie." But the soldiers of Zeenat came, caught both of them and took them to prison. Nasir stopped them, but in vain. The prison door was closed, and Ali said, "Indeed, we belong to Allah, and indeed, to Him we shall return." Rahim was sitting sad. His tears could not stop. Ali consoled him. "Rahim, be patient. Allah will save us." There was a small cell in the prison. The walls were wet, the ground was cold, and a small skylight from which a little light came. Ali prayed and prayed, "May Allah be just." Rahim said, "How can Ali be so calm?" Ali replied, "Brother, when you trust in Allah, your heart finds peace." Nasir went back home and told Fatima everything. Fatima cried. I read, "This is injustice. Ali and Rahim are honest." Nasir said, "I will meet Haji Zubair. He is a just man." Nasir went to the city. The next day reached Haji Zubair's house. Haji Zubair's house was royal but simple marble floor, a small garden, and a room near the mosque where he used to pray. Nasir told everything. Haji Sahib, "My brother and his friend are honest. Is this some conspiracy?" Haji Zubair's heart was filled. He called Jubir, asked sternly, "Tell the truth what happened." Jubir's face turned white. He spilled the truth. Zeenat had asked him to hide the jewel. Haji Zubair called Zeenat son. "This is injustice. You accused an honest man. Repented." Zeenat cried. She said, "Father, I got greedy. Forgive me." Haji Zubair said, "Allah is forgiving, but first apologize to Ali and Rahim." Ali and Rahim were released from prison. Zeenat came before them, bowing her head, and apologized. "I was playing in the hands of my own self." Ali said, "Allah is forgiving. I'm sorry." Rahim also said, "I am poor, but my heart is pure. I forgive you." Haji Zubair gave Rahim work in his fields. "Your children's stomachs will no longer be hungry." Rahim thanked Ali. "If it weren't for him, I would have been ruined." This story teaches us that the path of Allah is not easy, but the best is honesty, patience, and trust in Allah. It gets us out of every trouble. We should avoid the misery of our own selves and the world, and always choose the path of justice and goodness. May Allah guide us all and grant us the strength to follow His path. Amen. If you liked this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon so that new stories reach you first.